We strongly believe, this administration, in the benefits of diversity in higher education, and we take very seriously our commitment to advancing equity and equal opportunity for historically underserved populations. That's why on day one, the President signed an executive order launching an ambitious whole-of-government response to center equity throughout the government's work. Throughout the Department of Education, the administration has provided historic investments and support for historically Black colleges and universities, tribal colleges and universities, and minority-serving institutions, such as Hispanic-serving institutions, including nearly $21 billion in cumulative support.
Jen Psaki telling you where the White House stands when it comes to affirmative action. You heard me talking to Candace about that the Supreme Court's going to take up the case, at least listen to the cases when it comes to two schools, North Carolina and Harvard, when it comes to affirmative action. There's a reason why we have affirmative action. The reason we've had it for so many years is because it's necessary. So the same reason they're trying to get rid of affirmative action is the reason why we need it. These people are saying that, well, Black people are being admitted because of their race. Well, they get in because of their merit and other things, a lot of things. Of course, that plays a little bit of a factor when it comes to affirmative action. But the reason that you have to have it there, because if it wasn't there, a lot of these Black people who deserve to be in these schools and a lot of these companies, because affirmative action also in these companies as well, probably wouldn't get the opportunities that they deserve to have. So please, miss me with all that.
Yeah, I posted something on social media not long ago. This whole thing is a lie. It's a lie, okay? Harvard, you know, the study was revealed, 57% of admitted white students, you know, only 57%. Only 57%
It's not enough.
of admitted white students
no, it's the privilege.
were on their merit. That's it. Do you know what the others were? Legacy students, right? People who gave money, gifts. You can try to frame it any way you want, but the real affirmative action in America is rooted in color, birthright, privilege, and it doesn't have anything to do with Black people. It really doesn't have anything to do with Black people. This lie that's been spun and is actually believed by good people, by good Americans, some are your friends, who will actually have to be gotten together in these conversations that we have with them if we're afforded the opportunity. You've got to get them all the way together, because they actually believe they are the victims and they are being denied an education at the highest level in America. The opposite is true. And sadly, because of the makeup of the Supreme Court, we don't have high hopes. We don't have high hopes. What's going to happen
privilege.
Probably is the justices, right, they're going to go ahead and they're going to hear the arguments. Clarence Thomas, count him out. Let's go ahead and count him out. He's going to vote to get rid of affirmative action. She
the
won't
one
be
that
there
wants to
because
push it.
Gorsuch won't have a mask on. Okay, done. Get her voting against it. Okay, there's the guy. He won't have a mask, and he's voting against it. So this lie will go on and on. It'll go on and on, and it's very sad because it keeps some people in America propped up. Okay, they're not the ones who are perpetuating 45's big lie. You know, a lot of people actually believe that they're being discriminated against instead of the other way around. And it's very sad. We'll figure it out, though. We'll still overcome.
Privilege. It's privilege. And it's like, yeah, we always do. We're very resilient people. Like you mentioned, a lot of it is legacy. A lot of it is, let's pretend that you're on a sports team. Remember the 2019 college admission scandal and who was involved in that and getting them in. They feel like it's a right of theirs. And now, look, their kids may deserve to go to college. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to take education away from anybody, but it's not right for people to try and take an education away from Black people as well. I said the only silver lining, like I said with Candace, is maybe people will start really strongly considering these great HBCUs out there. Not just Howard University, not just Clark, not just Morehouse, but all these great HBCUs out there that we're embracing. But I think Donald Trump, he has done something in 4 years, and he was a one-term president, Sharon. But this man's the stain that he left on this country is going to last for a long time. it's going to be way beyond these 4 years. Even if he doesn't win re-election, if he runs again in 2024, what he did in those 4 years is going to hurt this nation. What he has done to wipe away the progress of black and brown people over the last 50 years is going to be something that we're going to take years to try and make up for. We're talking about the same argument that you make for affirmative action, you make for voting rights based on a lie right now, wiping that away. You're talking about women and abortion rights, Roe v. Wade, something that's 50 years old, wiping that out. You're talking about even just like down in Florida, the right to even protest, you can get hit by a car. All these things that we've done over the last 50 years to make progress as black and brown people. Donald Trump, because of what he's done, and not just looking at Congress, y'all. We're looking at Congress, we're looking at the House of Representatives and Senators, the Supreme Court. Let's think about that branch and what they're doing and what he was able to do by appointing those 3 justices and the federal judges that he appointed, over 200. Think about that. That impact is something that's going to last for a long time in this country when it comes to the progress of us. It's going to hurt us. But we got to, like you said, we got to overcome.
Mary. It's a Hail Mary. If I'm defending affirmative action, you got to do something drastic. Maybe I bring Ivanka Trump doll and just set her next to me, just as a reminder what real affirmative action in America is. And then just drop the mic, see what happens. See if they have a conscience.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Much more.
All the women, well, hold on. All the women that's voting for Trump right now, you're next. Think about it. You're next. Everything else that's going on, you think you think Donald Trump wants y'all in charge? Believe that. You're going to be next. So all these women that's touting for Trump right now, your rights are going to be taken away next.